Alright, hi there, this is Steven with Karma Astrology, and I'm coming to you live from Santa Fe, New Mexico to talk about the moon as it resides in Purva, Ashada, Nakshatra down there, in Sagittarius, the sign of Sagittarius. That MO is the moon. And then today is May 28th, it's a Friday, 2021, it's 10:45 a.m. here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Hope you're all doing well wherever you are in the world, and yeah, I'm just going to get started. So the moon in Sagittarius gives us this kind of uplifted and almost energized and passionate, fiery, principled kind of stance in our perspective. The moon shows how we feel and what we're connected to emotionally, and Sagittarius is about our beliefs and our principles and things that give meaning into our lives and kind of give us this broader perspective of the world and of our lives and of anything. So Sagittarius is almost like that, it gives us that bird in the sky or eye in the sky view of what's going on, and allows us to find a deeper meaning or understand how everything kind of works together in a way, and it really connects to our beliefs. So we might be feeling more peaceful and grounded if we are in line with our beliefs, or if we have some sort of devotional practice to what we believe in and what we like to do. Sorry about the cat toy going on. That's my cat's having a little fun right now, just when I started the video, of course, but I'm sure that's going to be fine for you out there for one day. So yeah, Sagittarius gives us this kind of optimism and hopefulness. It allows us to rise above, the mundane things in the world. So on a day like today, we're kind of taking this broader perspective. We're able to see with a little more clarity and more insight into, what we know, what we believe, what we have faith in or value. So all those things, are kind of on the kind of top of our frontal lobe, or it's in our it's in our mind today. We're feeling it, we're thinking about it, we're kind of emotionally connected with our beliefs and our ideals on a day like today a little more than usual. And that also goes for yesterday, and that also goes for tomorrow, since if you look down there, moon is actually at 14 degrees, and there's 30 degrees in a sign, so 14 degrees is just almost it's basically 1 degree away. Since it's 14:11, it's 49 minutes away from 15 degrees, the middle of the sign of Sagittarius. And that brings me to the Nakshatra, the Indian constellation that the moon is residing in today. It just entered Purva Ashada within the last hour. And as you can see down here, you can see my little text letting you know that the moon will be in Purva Ashada until May 29th at 8:33 a.m. Eastern Time US. And then you can kind of translate that to wherever you are in the world. And so I'll talk a little bit about Purva Ashada now. So Purva Ashada, Purva means the earlier, or the former, and Ashada as opposed to the later. There's an Uttara Ashada as well, and Uttara in Sanskrit means later. But Purva is the earlier one, and Ashada means invincible or undefeated. So it really translates literally to the earlier of the undefeated ones, or the first invincible one, and yeah, anything that I guess you can kind of extrapolate from that, but really it kind of shows this ability to take charge, to take action, to be undefeatable or unsubdued, to be invincible because we're in alignment with our principles and our true nature, those kind of Sagittarius things. And so we kind of go forth and spread our word, or, speak the truth that we know, speak our perception that we know to be truth or whatnot. Talk about, what we really believe in here. And this is why Sagittarius actually relates to teachers and Purva Ashada as well, because we want to go out and kind of show people the light and teach people the way and give them the sense of hope and meaning, teach them to be invincible or undefeatable in their values and principles and beliefs. by, spreading what we know to be true. It has this kind of masculine external nature where it's a fire sign, Sagittarius. So this is kind of the energy of being external or extroverted, or at least focused on the external world in a way, and how we interact with it and get along with it. So then let me see here. I'd always like to talk about the deity, and the deity that's associated with this energy, or kind of the archetypal energy within each of us, is the deity called Appa. Now, Appa is the deity of the cosmic waters, or the deified waters. So it has to do also with our feelings, because water is the element of our feelings and our emotions. And when fire, that kind of fieriness of Sagittarius, has this water behind it in this subconstellation area, this nakshatra of Purva Ashada, then we can tend to, when fire and water come together, we get this powerful steam that, we use to create electricity. And that can also go for, it really relates to what you feel emotionally connected to with the water, and how you feel your feelings are, and maybe trying to rectify situations that don't feel good, or trying to kind of enhance feelings that feel really good. That has a lot to do with water, and this ability to kind of connect with others and emotionally connect and form that kind of compassionate sympathy or empathy or compassion that, compassion that we can really kind of feel for other people and relate to them, put ourselves in their shoes, in their hearts in a way. And then when we kind of take those feelings and, what we really hold near and dear to our heart, excuse me, and we kind of burn it, we add that fire element, the passion, the drive, the desire, the action. There's a lot of energy transforming with fire. I studied fire in college, fire protection engineering, and when the phenomena of fire is still a very mystical phenomena, we don't really understand it all that well, even in the scientific community today, in the cutting edge of fire science and all that. So we still call it a phenomena, because it's really, what it's doing is, in essence, we're taking something that's solid or tangible, and we're kind of breaking it up into a gaseous form, with heat, and adding that heat to that fuel source. And once we end with oxygen, and then once all of those come together, and we have kind of a spark or some sort of pilot, flame or something like that, we get a fire, we get a boom, and it creates this kind of continuous self-propagating burning, which we can feel inside of our bodies. So just like in physical fire, if we have ideas that are kind of like the air element, and we have a body which is kind of like the earth element of the fuel source, and then we have the heat, which is kind of stoked by, for lack of a better term, by our emotions, our passionate emotions. And once all those things come together, and we kind of pick a direction and look to act in a certain way, that's kind of like the pilot source. All of a sudden we can burn, and we can really transform and create a lot of change and purification, and create a lot of energy and power, just that kind of self-propels and keeps going. So if we are aligned with our values, if we're thinking about them and we're taking action on them, then we can be invincible in a way. And that's what Purva Ashada in this part of the zodiac is really about. So when our emotions and our kind of sense of passion come together and action, then we can really just take on whatever we want, whatever challenge we'd like to face. Let's see. So there's this element of truth and desire today. Those are some of the qualities that we're kind of focusing on. The symbol for Purva Ashada is an elephant's tusk. And an elephant's tusk shows a tremendous amount of accumulated knowledge wisdom and power itself, and kind of course, this martial prowess as well, the ability to fight or defend ourselves, as tusks are clearly, and a defensive weapon, or they're a weapon in general to be used offensively or defensively. But the idea would be that these tusks grow over the course of the elephant's, the male elephant's lifetime, and it takes a long time, and they start from deep within the jaw or deep within the head of the elephant. And so, they're developing skills. It kind of relates metaphorically to the development of skills in our lives, and the kind of mastery of those skills that we can experience when the moon is in this part of the sky, or other planets are in this part of the sky in Purva Ashada. And therefore we want to kind of lead the way, and the elephant elephants actually choose the leader of their pack, or whatever you call it, their group, based on the tusks of the elephant, the color, the size, and they actually, this shows the experiences that the elephant went through, and the capability, the power inside the elephant to basically protect the tribe, and just like for an elephant, all of these skills and values and lessons and anything that you've really been working on in your life that you really believe in. I've taken a lot of time to study astrology, so hopefully I'm able to kind of imbue your mind with new ideas that allow you to be more powerful and invincible in your own right. And that's kind of, metaphorically, you can see that in your life with what you've chosen to work on and focus on. We're all unique and different, so we all have gifts to give to each other and to learn from each other. So that being said, it helps with our, basically, another symbol. There's two symbols for this. Another symbol is the winnowing basket. So when you're separating the wheat from the chaff, or when you're separating the, whatever you're winnowing down, I guess marijuana farmers will separate the pollen off of the flowers. And so what we're doing here, what people do when they use a winnowing basket, is basically trying to refine. It relates to our ability to discern and see, what's right, what's wrong. There's this kind of fiery quality to black and white, right and wrong, yes, no. Especially on a day like today when the moon's there, we might be feeling more drawn into kind of drawing a line in the sand, or putting our foot down. And that's based on our sense of discernment and what we know to be right and wrong, and what we're kind of separating. So when we it's a good time to just focus on learning things, and to be able to use your discernment to see what's truth and what's perspective, and what's universal truth, what's someone's individual kind of perspective truth. They're very different things, and we have to use our senses and our all of the faculties about us in order to see and to clearly, discriminate what we want to learn and what the reality of the situation is, so that we can be most aligned with the reality in the world, and therefore we can get along as well as we possibly can. So the winnowing basket is a theme. There's a lot of kind of, like I said, with that fire and water, it gives us this passionate nature and this energy to get things done, to focus on tasks and to accomplish them, to, learn new things and all that stuff. So I'm going to actually show you in this next section. I'm going to switch screens and show you where it is in the sky, so that you can look cool and tell all your friends or your family what's going on. Or you don't have to, show off anything to anybody. You can just look for yourself and have that, deep sense of satisfaction that you're more knowledgeable today than you were the day before. So if you look up here, we can kind of zoom back a little bit to the nighttime because it's easier to see the moon then. You can see that the moon is in Sagittarius clearly here. It's kind of in, I look at Sagittarius as, people say it's a teapot. You can see it here. It's kind of, as I move it, it's kind of pouring the tea out into the tail of Scorpio, I guess, or something like that. Just made that up. Or I like to look at it kind of jokingly, since it's hard to see these stars out here, and sometimes it's a little hard to see other stars besides these kind of main teapot stars. I look at it as if it's Yoda's head. And here's Yoda's pointy ear, and here's a little floppy ear, like, you know, on a dog, how sometimes their ears don't point straight up, even though some owners really, or some people that, you know, are, some people's dogs, they want the ears to point straight up like a German Shepherd, and they have a disagreeable ear, but there's Yoda's floppy ear. There's his little pointy head with his 8th chakra up there. Now I'm getting really weird with you guys today. And then here is his pointy ear over here. So I like to look for Yoda in the sky, and it's next to the Scorpion and Antares and all these cool stars over here. So, and Moon's kind of far away from, well, I guess it's close to Saturn, so you should be able to see Saturn in Capricorn as the night, or as the, yeah, this is the night moves on. I'm going to come over here and get rid of that and click on Saturn over here. So you can see that Saturn is in Capricorn. You can see that there's Jupiter in Aquarius. And so those are out pretty late at night, I think. Yeah, like Saturn rises at, oh, sorry, my cats are just going crazy right now. But Saturn rises at, you can see over here at 12:30 a.m. It sets at 10:50 a.m., but it's a little hard to see, you know, so it's a little, you know, might be more of a early morning before the sun rises if you're an early morning person and you want to see it, and Jupiter next to each other in Capricorn and Aquarius after the moon. Or, you know, if you're up late at 12:30, it's a Friday night. I don't know what you're up to, but hopefully you're having a good night. So yeah, let me go back. Yeah, Friday night, just while I'm going back, I can just talk about that for a second. So each day of the week is associated with a different planet, believe it or not. Oh no, are we, sorry, the cats are just going nuts right now. But, oh, okay, that's not working. But, hey guys, please be nice to each other. Let's all get along, not try and conquer each other on this early victory type of day, early invincible one day. So I'm going to talk about Purva Ashada. Sorry, my Streamlabs kind of is a joke sometimes, and it didn't reload my chart, but I'm just going to talk to you then about, you know, what the strengths and weaknesses of Purva Ashada are, and then some auspicious and inauspicious activities you can plan on doing in the next 24 hours. So for strengths, it helps us in our influence, our influential nature. It helps with artistry, and kind of beautifying ourselves in a way, making ourselves attractive. It helps with our sense of popularity with other people, our ability to be polite, and although that might be a little bit of a stretch with this kind of invincible energy. But if we get along well, belief-wise, with people that we're around, then yeah, we're going to be really friendly and happy and polite. It's a good day to spend time with your tribe and people that your real cohort, you know, the people that you really agree with in a lot of ways about a lot of things. It helps with, it increases our level of intelligence. It helps with our supportive nature, our sense of courage, our humility. It helps to gain wealth. It can give us this kind of refined sense of taste and smell and any other senses that we have, you know. It can help with our relationships. It is it's a good time to be in service as well. Let's see. Yeah, and it helps us to see the truth more clearly. That kind of winnowing basket, our sense of discernment is improved on a day like today. In terms of the weakness or shadow qualities, it can really make us more egotistical and self-centered, inflexible, stubborn, of course, same thing. It can give us a kind of superiority complex. It can make us argumentative, which is why I said it's not necessarily about being polite. We can be closed to other people's advice if it really goes against our nature or our beliefs. We can be a little too controlling and dictatorial, and we can lack a sense of patience on a day like today. So those are all things to watch out for. Then in terms of favorable activities, it's good to take on anything that requires courage. It's good for making a statement, kind of going big, inspiring others, inciting, anything. It's kind of a nice beginning energy. It's really actually some of the strongest beginning energy in the zodiac, so it's good to kind of take on a new practice, to be open-minded in your own right rather than closed off and kind of dogmatic and isolated. This Sagittarius kind of lends to dogma in a lot of ways. We want to have this system of beliefs that we subscribe to, and that's aligned with the truth. And sometimes, we're all trying to figure that out on our own through our own ways. And when we pick a system of belief that is usually usually the ones that are more universal tend to maybe not universal, but I'm thinking of like organized religion can tend to try and put everyone in a box. And I'm not saying that it's wrong to practice organized religion or any sort of guys, come on. I'm doing this here. Give me a break. But, it's nothing against organized religion at all, and it's right for some people for sure to find that system that works for them. But, I like to think of it almost like we each have our own individualized religions, our own, and a religion just being a practice that you take part in daily or weekly or whatever, this kind of belief system that you follow. And that, depending, since we're each individuals, we're each unique, nuggy, we can fall into we can fall too easily into someone else's religion. It's easy to be like, okay, tell me what you believe, and then you subscribe to that, or you were raised as in a certain religion or belief system, and so you subscribe to that. But then as we get older, as we change, as we grow, as time goes by, sorry, yeah, one of my cats is being super crazy at the other one. Hey! Of course this is happening on stream, but that's all good. So yeah, we tend to glob on to what we know, and as we get older, we need to basically be discerning and be able to be open-minded enough to see when our religious beliefs, whatever they are, our dogma, is not aligned with reality and truth as we know it. And that can be anything from, it doesn't have to be like Christianity or Judaism or Islam or any sort of religious belief. It can be scientism, it can be believing in that in the government, governmentism is a type of religion these days, and to believe in scientists or the mainstream scientists and not necessarily all of the scientists, it seems to be a big issue today. And so when we kind of are able to empower ourselves or find this sense of discernment and clarity and to look for the issues in our belief systems and to kind of look for the strengths and the weaknesses and let go of the things that aren't aligned with truth and to focus on the things that are, then we are able to kind of change our dogma, change our religion, change this structure that we've created for ourselves in this belief structure and system. And that allows us to kind of evolve as people. When we get stuck into one system of belief and it's not right for us and we can see the flaws in it, then we are kind of shooting ourselves in the foot, and we might be doing things that create karma that's not so great for us, and we might get stuck in patterns that aren't so good for us in the long term, despite the wonderful companionships and different things that we can experience when we have religious experiences with other people. So that being said, it's just going back to the favorable activities. It's a good day for healing. It's a good day for sex, for spirituality, of course, for artistic ventures, for doing art. That's another way to say it, I guess. For healings, inspiring people, like I said, for being adventurous and confrontational if you need to get something done. if you need to take harsh action and kind of destroy some of your own inner weaknesses, some of your own inner flaws. And it's a really good day to reflect on yourself and maybe those things in society that we don't like either. It's a great day to be in water, to be connected with the element of water and the element of fire. You know, like take a bath, a hot shower, something that involves both of those elements. You know, hopefully not a cold bath, a hot bath. And then in terms of unfavorable activities, it's not a great day to focus on anything that requires a lot of tact and diplomacy. It's not really the best day to be to do things that are too mundane, and it's not the best day for reflection, believe it or not. It always kind of is, but it's definitely more of an active day in general, and it's good to take advantage of that. It's not great for completing tasks, finishing things, and it's more, you know, because it more lends itself more towards that kind of earlier victory, that that ability to go out and start something new, and that's really inspired by our heart and our feelings. So I think that's going to do it for today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, spread the love. Let's see if we can get some more people in here. Come on. Hopefully you didn't mind the cats too much today. Please subscribe if you want to see these on a daily basis. I like to give you this, you know, forecast to let you know what's going on, give you things to do, things to think about throughout the day. You can judge for yourself whether they're real or not. You know, use your own discernment and see if my dogma aligns with yours at all, if this is truth or if this is just my perspective. Who knows? I think it's truth, but that's my perspective. And then, feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns. If you want to ream me out in the comment section, whatever you want to do, just, you know, it's nice to have a little interaction and to see, you know, to have a little interaction. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. I hope you have a beautiful Friday. You know, Friday's about having fun, spending time with friends, so go at it, have a good time, you know, enjoy yourself. Peace and love. Take care. Till next time.